Fighting with My Family is a new wrestling drama slash comedy that is written and directed by Stephen Merchant. If you guys don't know who Stephen Merchant is, if you remember Hall Pass, he's like the tall, awkward white guy with glasses, the funny one. He's been in a lot of movies like that, but either way, he's the director of this movie. And you know, just fun facts in case you were interested. Based on a true story, it's executively produced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who also has a cameo and shows up in this movie in different places. And it stars a bunch of different people. It stars Vince Vaughn. It stars Florence Pugh, or Pooh, I think is her name. It stars Cersei from Game of Thrones, Nick Frost. It stars Jake Loden, I think is his name. I can't remember if that's actually his name. I apologize if I got that wrong. This is based on a true story, and it chronicles the rise of the eventual WWE champion, Seraya Paige Knight, or Phillips, or whatever her last name is. Basically, Paige and her brother are these two kids that are born into a family of wrestling. Like, they're all about wrestling. They love wrestling. Wrestling is in their blood. You're told that repeatedly throughout the film. One day, they both get an opportunity to try out for WWE, and if you make it to WWE, you have officially made it. I mean, you're basically the star of stars. Unfortunately, during the tryouts, her brother gets cut, he gets kicked off, and she is actually the one that is chosen to follow through with the training to see if she can make it to the WWE. Chronicles the ups and downs of that journey and all of the drama and the fallout from her brother not making it to her actually getting a chance to make it. And yeah, that's pretty much all the movie is about, so let's get into this thing. For anybody out there who didn't know, I actually am not a big wrestling fan. Like, I'm not that into it. It's not really my cup of tea. Never been into wrestling. I'm probably never going to be into wrestling. And that's okay, because all of us have different hobbies and different interests and different things that appeal to us. You follow a guy like me, my passions pretty much revolve around movies and sports, music, and women. You know, that's pretty much my cup of tea. That's my lane that I like to stay in. But other people are different. Other people might have interests that revolve around square dancing or striptease poker or something like that, which, by the way, don't knock it unless you've tried it. I was kind of worried about that going into this movie because I was just kind of like, I'm not really a wrestling fan. Is this movie going to hook me? Am I going to walk out of the movie going, yeah, it's a good movie, but I don't really care about wrestling, so I don't give a shit? Luckily, that's one of the things that I love the most about this movie is that it's very accessible. It appeals to you whether you're a wrestling fan or not, because wrestling, while it is a big thing in the movie, and you can definitely tell why certain people are passionate about wrestling in the world, it's not one of those things where you need to be a fan to get it. This is a movie that appeals to the underdogs, the outcasts, the unwanted. More than that, this is a movie that also appeals to the very human core of us, and that is family. Family is a big thing in all of our lives. It's a big thing in this movie. Not like Vin Diesel, but just, you know, family. Family's the big thing here. And you need the family dynamic in this movie to work because the movie is called Fighting with My Family. If the family dynamic sucks, then I feel like most of the rest of the movie is going to suck. I go into the movie and it's fighting with my family. If I walk out going, fuck that family, well, the movie has failed in my opinion. The movie does not fail in that regard. The family dynamic is easily one of the best things about this movie. I love this family. I actually grew to care and give a shit about each member of this family. I ended up caring quite a bit about this family, their relationships, their chemistry with one another, the way that they talk to each other, the way that they care about each other. I felt very invested in all of that in this movie, and that's a testament to the directing and the writing and the performances. One thing I do have to single this movie out from a writing standpoint is how funny it is. It's a very funny movie. It's not funny in like a try-hard type of way. It's funny in a very natural, very organic type of way. I was laughing my ass off quite a bit during this movie. This movie has very well-written and snappy and funny dialogue. Almost every character gets a moment to be funny, to be hilarious at some point. These characters mingle so well with each other and they have such funny interactions with each other that sometimes you can't tell that they're actually acting. Like, these people feel like a family in real life. I had to single out the performances in the movie. Obviously, the main lead, played by Florence Pugh, I think is her name. She crushed it. She killed it as this girl, Paige. She has a lot of attitude. She has a lot of emotional vulnerability in this movie, but she also has a certain badassery to her that makes you like her and makes you want to root for her. Everybody else was great in the movie too, but I have to single out Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is always the perfect guy for a movie like this. In this movie, he plays the coach of the people that are trying out for the WWE big league. Vince Vaughn has such great comedic timing. He has such great line delivery, and this guy is just born and made for snappy, witty dialogue. He delivers. He's one of the funniest things about the movie. Like I said, this movie isn't really about wrestling. It's about that underdog story, man. It's about the fact that dreams are hard, man. Like every dream, no matter what you achieve in this life, you're going to have to work hard for it. It's not just going to be handed to you. You have to work, and it's going to hurt. But if you get there, if you accomplish your dream, you've made it. And that's really, no one can take that away from you. Even if your goal is to be like a stripper or something like that. You don't think strippers worked hard, huh? You don't think that they put in the work to get to the position that they're in? You don't think they had to do the squats and they had to take care of their body? Had to eat as much cornbread as humanly possible to make sure that they could lift those cheeks, each one after the other, in a strip club, on a pole? I mean, come on, seriously. You think it's easy sliding up and down that stripper pole? No. It takes serious work, okay? Serious work. Stripper Guild of America. Got your back. When it's funny, it's really funny. But when it's drama, it's really heavy on the drama, and the drama is well executed to the point that it gets very emotionally investing during this movie. Like, I was surprised at how emotional this thing was. I'll be honest, I don't really have a lot of issues with this movie. I mean, sure, it's a little bit cliche and predictable in some parts. Overall, I wasn't bored, so that's not really an issue for me. Holy shit, I think I love this movie. Fighting with my family surprised the hell out of me, and I'm going to give it the highest rating on my channel, Superman Prime. If you're a big fan of Paige in real life, you should check this out just to see, at bare minimum, how historically accurate the thing is. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.